All right. I think we can go ahead and start this up.
Alright,
Transition.
I'm just finishing up here.
Boom.
I can't pull up the stream, by the way, because my phone will probably just die.
Oh. Also, I don't know whose end it's on. Now you're getting a little choppy with your audio.
Oh yeah, I heard. Dirt.
There we go.
So, to answer your question on RPS, they did add my Crash Team Racing. You can buy coins.
Harper!
There.
There we go.
Okay, I'm back.
Sweet. Ah.
Sometimes my audio
Did the same thing again. Scuff stream. Best streams.
I love this game. Oh, bye. Is he gonna... Oh, I'm dead in Minecraft. Shit.
Here, let's
oh, that's a creeper.
here, let guys, we'll be starting soon. We'll be starting soon. Well, I'll have the audio going for a second. But yeah,
Where's my stuff?
we just need to figure out all of these visual things. Harper's having a difficult time. He doesn't have consistent internet right now, so he's trying to figure that out. How to get a good enough mic connection.
Scree.
There he is. Ah.
I've like tried 3 times to get this picture and I've yet to get
If I disappear randomly, it's because I had to end the call and rejoin.
I'm guessing that's you. Oh, yep. That's Geordi. Wait, is Astro in here? Astro, are you in here? Give me a sign of life if you're actually in the chat right now. Alright, so Harper, if you're good, I'll switch back over. There we go. Okay. Ah, all right. Sorry about these small technical things. We've been gone for 2 weeks off of D&D, so it's a little bit of a reset, kind of get everything back up and running. But welcome to Adventures on the Infinite Seas. We are joined by myself, Dungeon Master, Geordi, that direction, over here as Jocelyn, the half-elf gunslinger, and to his side is my friend Harper, playing Titus Rook, the Aasimar Bard. So,
Good question.
yes.
Well, one's more of a one together with that actual question. I see on the Twitch stream that there are money things down there. What is that?
Oh, so that I thought, well,
This is new to me.
it is. I didn't mention it to anybody before. I guess I'll talk about it for a second. So, I'm gonna turn on the music for a second. So, I've seen a couple of other D&D streamers do this. I thought it would be interesting to try, at least for one session, see if anybody does it, if it helps you guys out at all. So, the $1, if someone donates that $1, they can choose someone to give inspiration to. And if you have inspiration, you can re-roll any D20 roll that you make. If they donate the $5, then they can choose one of you, or they can put enough to get both of you a uncommon magic item that you can permanently have. It'll be introduced whenever they donate it and whenever there's convenient time, and you guys will have that item permanently. So they're little bonuses for you guys in case people want to come in, help out the stream, and they also help you guys out in game. So
The chat are other
Sounds fun to
gods.
me.
that could just airdrop shit to us.
Essentially, I
I
contemplated
love it.
putting because the one stream I watch is a one shot. They do one shots, but what it is that they have the inspiration magic items. You can like revive a player, but people in the chat can also drop in monsters for the party to fight, and they go up to like 10, 15 CR monsters.
That's mean.
I contemplated that. I'm like, I mean, this is a long-term game. I mean,
One shots make sense. You're throwing the character in to die, essentially.
Yeah, it's a meat grinder-y, yeah. But I figured this, again, helps out the stream a little, but it's benefits for you guys in game as well. So, anybody who would like to, that stuff is down there.
Worship whoever the fuck gives me stuff. That person will be whoever the name is. You are now my god.
You are the god of give me free shit.
Loot that sounds like an electric guitar. I will sing Wonderwall.
Anyway, faggot, here's Wonderwall.
Oh, TOS.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it's TOS anymore though. That's the issue.
No, I'm pretty sure that word is TOS.
That's fine. That's fine. We'll cut it in post. Also, also, Harper has a picture now that is actually what he looks like. But I still cannot figure out the capturing people in Discord. So we've got that picture as a placeholder.
Which picture of me did you use, with or without headset?
I used it with the headset. Because we're all gamers here, so we need to be represented by our headsets. All right.
Literally,
Yes.
like, all three of us are wearing headsets.
All right.
I'm not wearing mine because mine died because I forgot to charge it after playing Apex.
Oh, shoot.
It needs to be charged in between uses.
So,
I played 16 hours of Apex the other day
oh my
and
god.
then went to work.
You're worse than me.
Listen, you gotta climb that ladder. You don't get to plat for free.
Listen, I don't give a fuck about ranked. I literally
I
only
didn't
care
either
about
until somebody was like, hey, yo, bro, you want to play ranked? And I was like, yeah, sure. Why not? And then I left him behind because he's still stuck in bronze. And I'm like, I'm in plat, sucker. I can't. I've played nothing but Lifeline.
I think I just made it to, Anyway, before getting more distracted, let's actually do
No problem.
Yes,
Or
let's
any more
play
late.
D&D before this turns into a podcast.
Woo! I mean, I'd be cool doing a podcast at some point, but for right now, it is
I've
D&D
gone
time.
2 weeks without actually doing any D&D shit, and I'm kind of sad.
Oh, say
Yeah, I
D&D
need to play
stuff is fun.
D&D. I've had to suspend my game that I'm running because I'm not happy with the world.
Oh.
Which, if I go silent for an extended period of time, it's either because my mic cut out,
Mm-hmm.
or I thought of something I need to type up for my D&D setting.
Ah. So, who wants to give the recap for the last session?
I remember one thing.
Let's have the bard do it. Alright. So last session, the party ventured down into the kingdom of the Mer people, or Sea Elves, or as Titus Rook would call them, the freaky fish people who he doesn't like because they have no culture, no music, and terrible taste in food.
Pretty accurate.
And while they were there, they encountered the magnificent, the wonderful, the ever charismatic, and full of charm, Titus Rook, ASMR Bard. Trademark.
Trademark. Copyright.
Copyrighted Harper Enterprise.
Where do I sign up?
There, Titus was having visions of strange and unforeseen things from some unknown entity, which bothered him greatly because, despite being an Aasimar, Titus is a fallen Aasimar. He has been forsaken by his former angel guardian, and now wants to hunt down the fool and murder him viciously, possibly repeatedly, depends. But he had seen visions of Jocelyn and the crew sailing on the seas with several other boats, possibly leading to some unfortunate end or whatnot. He doesn't know he's not a divination wizard. He's not used to these prophetic visions. The Mer people were keeping Titus Rook there because, due to him being an Asmar and having some form of divine connection, they thought they could use him as a conduit to contact their god. Titus swore up and down that this was foolish and that he could not do it, even if he wanted to. He really didn't want to. But nevertheless, they kept him less of a prisoner, more of an unwilling prophet who couldn't see anything. But thanks to Jocelyn and the crew, Titus Rook was then freed from his... How would you describe that, sir?
His hostagehood.
Yes, his
his
hostagehood.
captivity, I would say.
His captivity. And Titus eagerly joined the crew, seeing as how he had absolutely nothing better to do. And sailing on the seas usually leads stories. And there are three things Titus lives for: playing his wonderful viola, hunting down that angel that ruined his life, and the time-honored bard tradition of learning stories and then telling. It took 2 days? 3 days? 2? 3?
It was
How
about
many days did we say?
it was about 3 days. 3-day travel.
It took about 3 days to reach the pirate encampment that the rest of the crew calls home. And within minutes, Titus was making friends, spreading tales, and wowing everyone with his frankly startling drinking ability for a man of his size. While Titus dazzled everyone with his tales and won a drinking competition with an orc, Jocelyn and his... I don't know Jocelyn's gender.
Female.
Yep, it's her.
Jocelyn and her... I don't know much of the backstory for this, so in her mission, I would assume,
Yes.
goes to the leader of their ragtag group of pirates and misfits and finds that she has been stricken ill with some form of magical curse and or parasite.
One of the two.
Her skin pale, her veins black and pulsating with some unknown weapons. Fearing for her leader's life, Jocelyn summons the crew.
Did
Sorry,
you hear
sorry.
that as well, Matt?
I did.
What did I say?
Sorry.
It was just like the robot.
Just the-
tones of,
yeah.
like choppiness.
It's just like Okay. Can we
God,
get?
dang it, stupid microphone.
It was just really funny. It's like,
We will take any charitable donations to the Get Harbor a Better Microphone Foundation.
I have a good microphone. I'm just not in an area with a good connection. That is the current issue.
we'll be
But
fixed
okay,
tomorrow.
where did I start chopping in at? I need to go
I
back.
was the description of Ivy, the veins and pale skin.
Yes. Her skin and veins of blackness pulsating and grossness, like something inside of her, moving, squirming,
Ew.
eating away at her insides.
Gross.
Fearing for her leader's life, Jocelyn ran to get the medic, just as Titus was stepping out of the bar, so that way he wasn't smelling body odor and beer. And using his, and in combination with the ship's medic and his own healing abilities, not only from his natural divine lineage, but also because Titus is stacked with healing spells because he's tired of getting stabbed all the time. He managed to stave off the corruption, and Jocelyn found the source after searching her leader's apartment.
Robot
And
DM. This is next level stuff.
And finds a medallion, which, as far as Titus could figure out, Jocelyn had been searching for previously, as it was 1/4 of other medallions, which Titus has no idea what's going on with that. He was gonna ask, but right then didn't seem like the right time.
For a
It had
dramatic
somehow
cutoff.
corrupted her, infected her with something. Titus and the others try to use their magic on it, casting simple cantrips such as light, but the corruption inside seemed to swallow the light, draining it of its illuminescent power. Seeing that the energy was very similar to the necromantic aura that surrounded him when he unleashed his Asimar Fury. Is that how we would describe that?
I would say so, yeah. His fallen Asimar abilities.
Titus took up the amulet and unleashed his inner rage, his eyes becoming black, skeletal wings ripping from his back, and a necromantic shroud of darkness and fear surrounding him. And in that moment, the amulet tried to take hold of him, surrounding him. In Titus's mind, he could feel the inky black tendrils trying to surround him. Cloud turned. To everyone else, it just looked like Titus went full black and all light absorbed into his body, like he was a black hole. And then it all ended, and Titus said, "F that," and threw. Jocelyn tried to retrieve the amulet. They found, surprise! It had disappeared. Had it grown legs and buried its way into the sand? Or had some nefarious fiend here? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. There we go. That's the most bardric I could describe that with the limited information that I remember and know.
Ah. Well, that about sums it up. Actually, a couple things. I thought it was So, Astro, thank you for being here. Robot DM, some next level stuff. The truth is, Titus is secretly a Warforged, but don't tell anybody. B, Fallen. B, it's just a picture. Fallen. I still can't figure out how the hell to get the cameras from Discord all recorded on separate things. So I just have the picture there for now. And
I think after this, I can try passing an OBS with you.
That would be nice. I would appreciate that. Hey, Geordi. And hello, Fallen. Probably one of the main plot points for Jocelyn, that was gone over, is that, in exchange for Titus being released from the Sea Elves, she was asked to take her crew and infiltrate the Sahuagin kingdom in hopes of finding whatever sort of technology or nefarious deeds they're performing in their kingdom. She agreed, tentatively, in exchange for Titus.
I'll be there now.
Right. Evelyn got a gem for her amulet, so she can now cast magic again. She does not have to resort to a dagger. Dagger.
Forgot we did that.
That did happen.
I remember two things. I remembered gathering Harper, and I remembered Ivy got fucked up.
Yep. Those are like the two most time-consuming portions of it. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, the Sea Elves also messed with my father's sword, which Titus was not happy about. But now it works underwater?
Yes, it works underwater, and it does extra necrotic damage.
1d6.
Yes.
So I deal 1d8 plus 1d6 plus 5, if I'm reading that correctly.
Mm-hmm. Also, yeah, guys in chat, apologies for Harper's quality. It's not something we can help. Just where he's at, he does not have the best connection for his audio. So
yeah, I'm running off of data right now. Normally, I'd be using my home Wi-Fi, but I am not at home.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
We're making do with it, but apologies if it does go in and out. So,
Yeah.
with the recap splendidly given to us by Titus, and he's role-playing a robot today. There you go.
Hey, if Titus does die, I do have a Warforged Druid on stand.
There we go. So,
There's gonna be several points where I'll be like, "What did you say?"
I do apologize.
it's all good.
I'm apologizing now for
I
every
have-
time I say that.
I have many extra characters. Yes, yesterday I was helping Fallen and the real tick, Nick, make characters, and Fallen just went on a fucking tangent. Just started making like she had a character for
Does she have
for
as
our,
many characters as you?
no, God no. I think she has like 4, but Geordi can
Oh, not
confirm.
as many as me.
Geordi can right. I think between me and Geordi, we have around 40 characters. It's a
I
little
have
nuts.
I have a notebook that has 96 character sheets ready to go.
So between us,
I never use them. I just make more.
I think between the 3 of us here, we could populate a small town just with our characters. And
Pretty
that's
much, yeah.
insane.
Listen, I got a notebook full of NPCs too. I can populate a country here.
That's what I've been working on this past week. I've just been doing a lot of NPC building for the world.
Mhm.
Like if you told me if you said play anything, I would have just brought the halfling divination wizard.
Is Harper playing Thursday?
Uh,
If I remember correctly, Harper has work, so he would not be
Oh,
able
you
to
need to
join
know my
us.
schedule.
I work at night
Yes.
for now. I don't. My schedule's changing because I'm going from overnight to cook, and I don't know my hours as of yet.
Okay. Geordi?
But what is this about Thursday? Talk to me about it after.
Yeah,
I'm interested.
I'll put it in our chat afterwards. Let you guys know.
I have to
Alright.
figure out what my schedule is.
Ah.
Second.
'Cause, yes.
I have a picture of it on my phone.
So yeah, because right now it's Fallen, Ellie, Nick, and myself as DM. So we're just kind of figuring out how many people we should plan for. So the session ended with Jocelyn trying to retrieve the piece of the amulet and discovering that it was gone. And the group of pirates that are not incapacitated from being drunk off their minds are standing around watching this scene take place. My manager came in and let me go home 3 hours early. Oh shit! That's a pretty chill manager right there.
Best manager.
Bow.
What I like to call sick Nancy.
That's that's a pretty sweet for me, dog. So, Titus, you. It's Caribou.
I brought it back, although I'm not bringing it back anymore after this too fucking long drive. It's a 30-minute drive to get to the closest caravan.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, it is a Minnesota brand coffee company.
Yeah. So, Titus, you also see Jocelyn, kind of stamping around looking for the piece, and it doesn't seem like she's able to locate it. Everyone is just kind of standing around watching her do this, and Jocelyn.
Who the fuck took it?
As you say this, all the pirates take a step back away and are they have their hands up, we don't know. None of us have touched
I
it.
threw it right there. It should be right there, right where you're standing. That is where I threw it.
I'm gonna start pushing away sand and dirt and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
See if it's underneath that.
I'm going to start patting down my body in case the sneaky bugger found its way on me somehow.
All right. Titus, you kind of all your pockets that you know of, and you're not feeling anything different. doesn't seem to have moved onto your person. Jocelyn, make a quick investigation check.
Yeet. Shitty roll, but number's good. You said investigation?
Yes.
14.
So, as you're digging this hole, like you've pinpointed the spot, the exact spot where he dropped it, and you're clawing through. You can see that there's still a bit of a dip in the sand, and when you get over into the dirt, you can see that there's a hole that's been pushed through the ground.
Sorry, my phone started going insane.
So you were digging when you got underneath the sand to get to like where like dirt is, like earth. You see that there's a hole that's been pushed into the ground.
What? like what?
Yeah, it's a
I don't
hole.
know how to like. There's a hole. There's a hole.
There's a hole.
The hole where this fucking amulet was.
Wait, what do you mean there's a hole?
There's just now a hole. How deep is the hole?
What you can see, there's about 6 inches of open space, and then the dirt kind of caves in around it, but you see that it's a pretty noticeable shape of the half circle.
Like it just burned itself through the ground?
Essentially. Well, you don't see anything like scorch-wise, like not
like,
specific. Right,
you understand what I mean by that.
Right, it...
Metaphorically, it just burned itself through the ground.
Right.
The amulet dug a hole.
Can nothing be normal?
Jocelyn, I'm a guy who has angelic abilities, who sprouts black skeletal wings, and I was held captive by underwater elves. Normal does not exist. This is our normal.
I regret my decision. I really do.
The pirates kind of like are continuing to like walk closer to you, kind of investigating the hole that you've dug, and they're just kind of they're just confused. They just really are. Like, because they don't know about the amulet specifically. They just knew that Ivy was sick. Like, that was getting passed around, but...
Stand up. Do any one of you know how to get to the fish realm, wherever the fuck they reside?
They look at each other, and there's just more confusion. No one's had a reason to go to the
Yeezy?
Sahuagin.
Maybe this old gnome knows what.
Ah, yes, that is me!
Do you know where the fish people reside? The Saguin?
Saga Haga Haga.
The
One
Sahuagin.
day I'll pronounce that right.
The Sahuagin.
Yeah, those. You know where they are?
I know of their area. I've never been down there before, which we've just kind of had it marked.
We're taking a trip down there.
Where? Right now?
ASAP, yes. Because this amulet nearly killed Ivy. And now it's gone. It just dug through the dirt. And it was theirs. And I want to know what the fuck that was.
We have to leave immediately? Because I'm still
We'll take a day to rest.
drunk.
We can take 1 day to rest.
Also,
Because we all need rest. I'm just going mad.
this is probably just the numerous stories that I have just circling around inside my head. But usually when you have some kind of wacky magical item that then burrows itself into the ground, probably a good idea to plug the hole. lest we come back in this place as a monster-infested tentacle pit.
You think plugging the hole would help with anything we have? Like, it just
Do you have
burrowed into
molten
the
iron?
Okay, we'll look over at the pirates. Do we?
Sorry, what was the question?
Do we have molten iron?
Molten iron? We got a blacksmith right over there. Hello, I'm the blacksmith.
Can you fill this hole with... Shut the fuck up.
Rinnings!
not to.
Hello! How's it going? Glad you're here. We just started. It's been about, I'd say 10 minutes or so in gameplay. And so I don't know what my work hours are for Thursday. Oh, sorry, it was Jordi. He steps over and is just like, how big is this hole?
Don't know, but we kind of need you to fill it with molten iron. I'd say at least 3 daggers worth. 3 daggers worth of iron.
I'm gonna need 3 daggers from somebody, and the pirates are just, they like hold on to their daggers, just like, well, I don't want to give my dagger. That's dumb. But
Someone's got to be a hero here, otherwise all of us might die from a piece of metal that just burrowed into the ground. If you forgot about that.
you see Evelyn actually reach in onto her side, and there are holsters for 3 daggers. Well, actually, they're supposed to be for 5, but she has 3 on her, and she grabs them and she's like, I have no use for these anymore. Use them. I'm okay, just relaxing, thinking of making a new character. So, want to get into the D&D mood? Yes. Yes. What are you thinking of making?
One these days.
Also, I'm glad you've chosen me to, I'm glad you've chosen this, stream to get a little D&D fix today. So.
Stream where my character's going insane.
Yeah, Jocelyn was a pretty normal person, like, session 1, session 2, yeah.
More things that are added in.
Right. I'm a little bit of a crazy DM. You might discover this.
I don't think there's anything that can really surprise Titus at this point, given how he was just like, oh yeah, I'm a normal kid, and all I want to do is make music and tell stories like my parents. And it's like, hey, you're an
Do God's work. I don't wanna do it.
die.
Backstory of Jocelyn was literally just she stayed at home and then she worked on ships at her hometown. That was about it.
And she wanted to be a pirate.
She didn't want to. She just wanted to go out. I'm worried about it.
Makes sense.
Pirates just became the first thing that would be like, yeah, my name can get around with this, and honestly, I don't think the other choice is better.
Yeah. My DM is super cool, and he lets us use homebrew races, so I'm going to try and make a far spawn. Could you explain what a far spawn is? Because I have never heard of that before. So, the blacksmith takes a hold of Evelyn's daggers by the blade because he's a masochist, and he goes over to the blacksmith shop. You don't hear from him for a good, maybe 10 minutes. Salenth walks up to you, Jocelyn. What ship are we taking for this adventure? I'm sorry, mission. I was trying to make things a little lighthearted. I apologize.
Make a joke in the second. You automatically just backtrack on it.
It's not usually
that was
my
a
style. That was a
You made a
joke.
joke?
Did I not emphasize? Oh, okay. Maybe this is something I must work on. Anyways.
Don't worry, big guy. I'll tell you how to make jokes. You'll be cracking them left and right. No one will be able to understand you, and they'll always wonder if you're being serious. It's the best way to live life.
I will. Thanks. So.
You need to be able to fit me, you, Titus here, Evelyn, Gray, Aldrich, and Emery.
I would prefer something a little bit larger than the ship we currently were using. Gray was starting to get a little bit on my nerves. I'm kind of ashamed to say that, but he can be a little much. I would recommend something in the mid-range area. Let me check my folder of ships here real quick that I conveniently have on my person.
It's always good to have a folder of ships on your person at all times. I personally keep a long list of pickup lines to use for certain situations.
A Farspawn is a creature that was born from a mortal getting touched by the far realm, the realm of aberration. So essentially a Cthulhu person. That's wild. Like, I'd hope with a character like that you would at least go to the far realm. That'd be pretty cool. I think that'd be pretty cool to try and do. That's awesome. It's nice to have DM.
Better than face tentacles.
Otherwise, it can't exist.
Otherwise, there's no point. Also, if they do, I want to play one, and the first thing I want to do is to interrogate somebody by sliding the face tentacles in somebody's ear and threatening to eat their brain. And I would play a great old one warlock for that. To up the, I'm going to eat your brain back.
I would recommend our warship. It's not the wood that we used on our first ship, but it is still quite durable.
You guys have a war.
We have
With Ivy that we can take it.
we have two, but our other crews normally have them for reconnaissance missions.
Wait, you guys are using a warship for reconnaissance?
The ships that we spy on are very, very large. We would like to be prepared in case there is conflict amongst us.
Fair point. Fair point.
I can start with preparations on the supplies. I will have the rest of the crew get to it if you would like us to do that.
Alright. Well, Captain Jocelyn, what say you?
Okay with us taking that ship, then.
I don't think Ivy can really object given her current state.
Still don't want to get her bad.
Fair point. She's like a strong woman. I hate for her to choke me. Or maybe I would. I don't know. Ask me when I'm not drunk.
I will make
You
plans.
want to start making preparations.
Right.
We will be leaving later.
I do have one request for the ship. War drums.
Those.
I can ask around, see if there's someone who can craft one, but if we're leaving during the day, I am not sure about the possibility. The probability, I should say. I will try, though.
War drums, I would prefer it. Because I've seen warships. I'm not sure if this ship is as big as most warships. But I don't think the wonderful sound of my viola will carry. Now, a war drum will carry. A war drum you'll feel in the soul.
I will ask around.
Thank you.
Everybody, grab the supplies. We're leaving in the morning. And Seonth goes over, picks up one of the crates of fruit, and he's bringing it over. And the others are just kind of looking around. It's just like, shoot, where are the other supplies? This way, come on! Oh, shit, okay. And they huddle on over. You notice that Aldrich right now isn't with the rest of the group. You presume that he's still with Ivy in the hut. I'm going to turn you all the way up. So, you go in, and you... Rinnings! That was really loud, but thank you very much for the follow. I really do appreciate it. I hope you like that GIF. I completely forgot that I put that GIF on there.
Wait, what happened? I don't have the stream open. What happened?
Sorry. So
Everything started following, and the gift for somebody following that is Danny Sex Pig, just like with a sword, just turning around,
it's like, ha!
and it's great.
He's got, because normally it's the little like pixel zombie running by. And I'm like, that's not memey enough. So I had to put something in there, and that's the first thing that I could think of. But thank you very much.
Just great.
Glad you're enjoying yourself. I hope you stick around for a little bit and hang out. Really do appreciate the support. So, that was a bit loud, yes, and that was awesome. I
don't have the stream playing sound.
Here, let me test something. It's still really loud. What the fuck? I'm gonna have to figure that out later.
It is pretty loud.
I don't know how to turn that down, unfortunately.
And I only had that because I only had that up to like a quarter volume of that.
Right.
Loud.
Oh.
I don't adjust that though. I haven't had to.
Okay, yes. Again, apologies. This is a really jank stream, and I really do apologize. But we're gonna figure things out as we go.
Newcomers to this.
Don't worry. Yo! By Odin's beard, he arrives. Odin, thank you for coming by. Really do appreciate you hanging out here. So, yes, this was the D&D that I was talking about on stream. This is Geordi. Belosaurus Fish. Thank you for the follow. Really do appreciate that. And I think that actually got turned down a little bit. So, Astro, given the host. Thank you so much. This is a lot more than I thought was going to happen. I don't know. Astro, thank you for the follow. I have to go over here for your name. Belosaurus Fish, thank you for the follow. Runnings, thank you for the follow. All right. So, you head over to the hut where Ivy and Aldrich are. You walk in, and you can see that Aldrich has pulled up one of the seats. Actually, I forgot that. Astro, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, man. So, thank you all. I really do appreciate it. So, you head in.
Real fast.
You see that Aldrich has pulled up one of the tropical wooden chairs. He's pulled it up, and it seems like he's actually writing something down on a piece of parchment. Looks like a new recipe that he's working on. But he, every now and then, is looking up. You can see Ivy is covered. She's covered with her comforter again, but a little bit of color is again coming back onto her skin, and she seems to just be kind of like, her eyes are closed, but it seems like she's awake. It seems like she just kind of has her eyes closed so that light doesn't come in, and you imagine it's like burning her eyes a little bit to have her eyes open right now. Oh, Captain. She's been doing well so far. No episodes as of late. The veins have not returned, but I'm still a bit worried about her mental faculties. It seems as though she's been with this piece for a while now, this illness. I don't know if it's affected her as a person yet. We don't need to see, but I'll try my best to heal her. I'm just trying to find something that will work for a parasite. I don't have anything like this that I've come across. It's unfortunate, but is there something that you needed for her? I could try waking her up if you'd like to speak with her.
We'll be heading out tomorrow, later.
What is it that we're doing exactly?
We're going to the school. We're going to figure out what this.
Kat, I understand we've maybe had a not very good run-in with. Astro with the $5. Thank you so much, dude. Oh, yes, the GIF. The GIF finally got used. Just to add to you freaking out a little bit, I can afford to support you with. Ooh, woo. Thank you so much for the $5. And...
Don't you dare do that ever again.
Well, now I have to do it. Just because you don't like it. So...
My girlfriend is questioning my entire life decisions right now.
Oh, jeez. So...
She didn't realize we were streaming this.
So...
By the way.
That $5 go into an uncommon item. I will gift that when the time is appropriate. But for now, we will continue forward. But thank you. Thank you again.
Where do you want to get that item? You want Harper? Mr.
Oh, yes.
Get it, or...
Yes. So the $5 will go towards one common item, uncommon item. And you can choose who it is that you would like to gift it to. So.
Will it be Jocelyn, the glorious captain, or Titus Rook?
The brilliant bard. Isn't Harper coming? Harper.
Like all your friends want to meet me, Matt.
Oh, jeez. I know. It's crazy. Yes, Harper is coming. Or Harper is gonna be with them on this mission. This is just sort of it's a way to again give them buffs, but I saw it as the $5 would go towards one item. Since there are two of them there, and the person donated the $5, they can decide who it is that will get. Unless that's not what you're asking, I'm sorry. I apologize. So.
On top of balancing it properly, it also makes it much more interactive for the chat as well.
Right. So, is there something that you would like to ask of her? I'm sorry. I know that we have not had a very pleasant run-in with Suhugins, but I still have doubts about us doing this espionage mission. I don't think it's the wisest choice, especially.
I don't give a damn about what the CLs want. I have questions that need answers.
I was wondering if all the PCs were there or not. Oh, I'm sorry. If they were going to visit Ivy, I'm guessing that's what you're asking. Harper, that's up to you if you wanted to join Jocelyn.
Oh, I'm outside the door.
Ah.
I said that it probably just got cut out.
Oh, sorry about that.
I don't want to intrude as Titus does not know Ivy, but Titus is not the kind of person who is going to be loading up supplies. Also, still kind of drunk.
That is true. This has all happened within the period of about 10 minutes.
Also, technically, it's still your first day among the group.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know what my position is. I'm just kind of the guy who tells stories.
You could be the new morale person. Kick Emery out.
Hence the war drum.
Just work with.
So, just being involved with their conflict at all is, I don't think, in our best interest. But this is my opinion. You were given the captain position for a reason. I'll trust you.
I hate having to go. But this whole situation kind of can't think of the word. Expedited?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think expedited.
Expedited. So now we're going. Again, I'm not doing this. Doing this mostly.
Right. I will get prepared then. would you like
I
to...
feel you need to stay here. Ivy.
Ah, all right. Would you like to speak with her?
She needs to rest. If she's awake tomorrow.
Very good, very good. I will stay here then and continue watch over her. I'll let you know if there's any good progress. And he sits back down. He goes back to his piece of parchment, and he has a concerned look on his face as he looks on towards Ivy. But you notice this kind of as a glimpse as you're walking out. And when you step outside, you see that Titus is also standing by the door.
Okay. I guess you really don't know.
I can't hear him.
Sorry, just a little. Thank you.
I guess you don't really know your way around this area yet, do you? You know where the tavern is.
I definitely know where the tavern is. I know where the bar stools are. Actually, no, those aren't in the same place anymore. Everybody got a little rowdy last time I was in.
You know where I'd be. I can show you where the bunkhouses are.
That would be appreciated. After using up that much magical energy in that space of my tired.
Follow me.
Lead the way.
All right. So you lead him towards the way, towards the bunks, and you see that a lot of the pirates are reconvening in there. Some of them are you can say a good half of them are passed out from intoxication, but the other half, they're actually seated in a small area. It seems like 2 or 3 circular tables, and it seems like they're going through a game of cards right now. As you kind of examine around, you pick out a bunk that's empty, and you can walk him over to it. You see that on the top bunk above this open space, you can actually see a dwarf that's loudly snoring. And you see that his arm is extended out over the edge of the bed, holding on to a empty bottle of rum.
Well, here's the bunkhouses. This is where most of the crews sleep.
Cozy.
I wasn't part of the construction, so. As I only joined, how long has it been since I've joined? A month?
I'd say it's about, 3 weeks to a month.
Yeah, I've only been here for, give or take, a month. And my time on this island here has only been about 4 days.
Month in and already a captain.
Day that I became a first mate / captain. It's interesting.
You lead an interesting life, Jocelyn. I look forward to telling your tale when all this is done. Assuming we make it through.
Can't wait to hear how you spice it up.
I'll probably throw in a kraken or two. Assuming we don't run into one.
Assuming gods above don't try to kill us several times with things worse than that.
Exactly. Yeah, no, who would just throw krakens at you for no reason? Wow, so considerate.
I wonder who. You guys can't see it, but I'm staring directly in the camera, directly at Matt's face.
So, Titus, you can drop off your things, and as you're placing your items there, kind of getting yourself situated, you see that the dwarf kind of like, oh, jeez. I've been drinking that weak shit. And he tosses the bottle over, smashing it onto the ground, and from his pack, he takes out another full bottle of what looks like a spiced rum. He pops off the cork and just takes a huge swig of it and just oh. That's the good stuff right there.
Looks like it, friend. Bottoms up.
He just collapses back down and just snores off again. Jocelyn.
The moment he's out, I take the cork and I put it back in the bottle. That way it doesn't go to waste.
Mm-hmm. Good man. You.
I then take off my jacket, my leather armor. I'll leave the pants and the boots on. Never want to be without your boots. And then I get in bed, sword still on me, not leaving that anywhere. Viola carefully tucked away. And then I go to sleep.
All right. Jocelyn. Is there anything specific you would like to do right now?
Yes, but before I get into that, Susan just came down and asked me and Henry to go drive out and get her car.
Oh, gotcha.
Because Bob left it there. Because he got a work car.
Right.
So, in about an hour, I'm going to have to get up for 15-ish, 30 minutes. I don't know. I think he said like 15-minute drive.
Okay.
I don't know if we're gonna keep going after I do that.
An hour. I could get a cutoff point for when you would leave, just so it's a clean cut.
Because I'd be down to do more. It's just I gotta go do that.
Right. Yeah. No problem. No problem.
It'd be like a 30-minute intermission at most.
Right.
I'm fine either way.
Hey, Chad. In about an hour, if we take a break, would you like us to come back and do a little more before the session ends this week, or would you like us to keep it to 2 hours and have a quick end?
If we have a 30-minute intermission, me and Matt can sit around talking about
Make a podcast.
across.
Hey, there we go. Good.
That's up to you guys how you want to do that, but I will have to bounce in like an hour-ish.
Right. No problem. So, something you want to do?
Yes. I want to...
Harper! God damn it!
I want to, where's Minimri right now? I want to go talk to her.
Minimri, it looks like she is, it looks like she's actually outside. You actually saw her, break off from the group. They're still, I apologize for the loud noises. The crew broke off to help with supplies. Minimri was helping for a short bit, but you actually saw her walking over towards the beach, and she was practicing her shot again. Passing birds kind of go by, just... God damn it. That's how you guys like it? What fits your schedule best? We'll see. We'll see how we progress in the next hour or so.
How you doing, Minimri?
It'd be better if I could hit a bird out here. God. You know, I've been trying to do the whole, like slow breath thing, but you ever get, like, those moments of anxiety where, like, everything, like you can't breathe and everything feels like it's tightening in and, like, the world goes dark and stuff like that? You ever get those feelings? And she immediately pulls up the pistol and she fires off a shot, and there's a passing seagull that flies almost, it looks like it flies almost into the path. She nails it in the eye, and it drops down into the ocean. You can see that she just goes silent for a second as the bird just into the water.
I have your own strategy.
I don't think it's very healthy, though.
Yeah, most people would say that, yeah. But honestly, if you want to think of it as in a more healthy way, you can use that as a venting mechanism. Just try to use it on not good guys, In our definition of not good guys, I should say.
Sure. I
Don't mess with this chick, as Jocelyn has essentially fallen in love with her.
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah, it's a pirate adventure. I remember now. Yep. You know, sometimes I forget it's a pirate adventure, but, you know, try to keep it within the realm, because I know Jocelyn wants to pillage and plunder, so trying to get a little bit back more to those roots.
If you're having issues trying to keep yourself relaxed, you honestly don't need to, because it seems that you relaxing more makes you. So, just look at the target, fire. Don't think about it.
Is that barbaric to just get all riled up before you kill someone?
Sometimes. Some people call it hacking. Depends on what the reason.
Yeah. I just gotta learn, you know. Just gotta put that energy to good use, you know.
Just don't go shooting people for no reason. That's the only advice I got. Make sure you always have that.
Yeah, I'll make sure something like that doesn't slip by. And she pulls up her arm again to take another shot, and she looks over. I didn't want to. Do you need to talk to me about something?
Just making sure you're okay.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff is very new to you.
Yeah, it's
You're overwhelmed right away, as I
right.
trying to keep you guys safe and stressing you out.
Yeah, it gets a bit much, you know, like, but it's nice to be reminded about who you can actually trust and who's got your back.
I hope that doesn't change.
I hope not either. Geordi, roll perception.
Fucking. Are you sure, Henry, in the distance? I'm grabbing it. All of my die are in this cubby. Hold on.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Perception is wisdom. Do I have
Yeah, it
Ew.
is.
15. Oh, shit.
15. So, you're having this conversation with Minimary. It gets a little silent for a second, and you guys have that connection. You know, you stare into each other's souls. And as this moment kind of passes over, you get a ray of light that kind of shines into your eyes. You kind of get stunned for a second. And you look off over on the horizon, and the sun is just about to set. But 10 minutes ago, it was 3 p.m.
This is the second time this has happened.
Yes, it is.
I don't like you. Oh my god. I
That
can't even remember if you explained to me out of character, out of game, like why this is happening.
I'm not sure.
I feel like you
but-
did,
Wait.
but honestly, I don't remember.
Mm-hmm. So,
Wait, disconnect. Perfect.
just give me 1 second, guys. Click. Leaving us in suspense. So, yes, you recall this vividly. Like, you were asked about the time, and it was like 2:30 when Harper's gonna make me lose my mind. All right. You remember specifically it was like 2:30 when the whole thing with Ivy started, but now it looks like with it being summertime, it looks like it would be about 9 p.m. Like the sun just goes onto the horizon and the light transitions to that red orange hue, and looking at it kind of in that confused state. You see it slowly dip down, and the stars come out, and it's effectively nighttime. It's kind of in that twilight period.
How did we jump ahead that many hours? Is this a normal occurrence that I'm just not aware of? This has happened before, right?
It's happened in this game. It has happened in this campaign before.
Okay, because
This will be the second time this
did I
happened.
miss an entire hourly time because I just wasn't paying attention for 5 minutes? Or did
Would
the
you
magic just
notice
happen?
it? Because aren't you in the bunkhouse right now?
Yeah, I'm trying to sleep.
I think he's just asking this as a player, like,
Yeah,
should
okay.
he?
I was just curious.
Yeah,
Would his character notice it? I
Mhm.
don't know how that bunkhouse is built.
right. It does have a window going out towards the horizon, but if he's trying to sleep, I would imagine that it doesn't catch his eye, because he's probably, like, comatose by the time it would be noticeable. But,
I got a suspicious lack of hours in my sleep. It's like, it was afternoon when I went to sleep.
now
I
it
don't
is
feel
straight up
like I
nighttime.
slept for 15 hours.
Right. So,
What was it? It's only gonna be daytime in like 5 minutes?
Don't tempt him.
you don't know. You never know.
Who's messing with the sun and the sun and the moon in this world?
That's a good question. You want to...
Brow accessory.
I'll wait for the moment. So, Minimri looks off. She sees you kind of like stunned for a second, and then she looks off and she sees that's that twilight hour of just becoming nighttime. And she turns around to you, is like, what is that? Don't tempt him. Not meta at all. You've killed him. Congratulations. Are you happy with yourself?
That's just my reaction when anybody says something like that could change the game pretty drastically. It's just like, don't tempt him.
Suddenly, a kraken jumps out of the water and attacks.
Because I've poked that bear. The bear bites.
It does bite. It's a good time. It's a good time. For me, at least.
It's fun.
It's-
Don't get me wrong. It's fucking funny and great time, but Christ is it annoying sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes fun, other times horrifying.
Horrible.
Please help me, God.
I know from experience, Matt has very little issue throwing something crazy at you because he thinks it's cool.
I mean, to give a long story short type quick story thing, there
Story
was a
time.
campaign I was playing it with a couple of our other friends, and our first encounter, I think, we fought a baby dragon thing with a bunch of guards that were caravanning it away, and it bit off a player's leg.
It did! It... Oh, I remember that now. It's a fun time. Harbor!
That's the short version of that.
Here, I'm going to turn myself down for you guys, just so it doesn't get
That
too
beeping.
loud. Yeah. Yeah, it like hits the red on my bar, so I just want to make sure that people aren't having their ears blown off.
Answer with-
But yeah, that did happen at some point. That was a fun time. Oh yeah, the end of the campaign was also fun.
Me and
I'm
Matt
still
have
sad
fun
that
experiences with
campaign
dragons.
ended. Like, it seemed like it just ended very abruptly.
A little bit, but that
It
was
was
like
a really fun campaign.
I think that was like the first year that we were playing D&D, so it was definitely a beginner's game. So, you and Minimri?
Anyway,
Yes.
to answer Minimri's question, what is that?
Yes.
I wish I knew. Time changes now, apparently.
I should.
What the fuck was that noise?
Sorry. Yeah. This, I'm just gonna try to stop rationalizing things. Because at this point, I can't put myself to do it. Nothing makes sense anymore.
I wish I could stop trying to rationalize all.
Nothing makes
But I'm
sense,
still trying.
and the points don't mean anything.
Whose line is it?
That is.
I never watched that show. Anyway.
It's pretty good.
It's a very good show.
So, well, it's dark out. I should probably try and get to bed. But see you in the morning, right? We're sailing off.
Yep. We get to go talk to those fish again.
I'm just hoping.
No one else seems excited.
No, I'm not, but we got to figure it out. For Ivy, at least.
Glad you understand that.
Well,
I don't think Salem really cares what we do as long as
yeah, Salem does not seem like the type of person to really think things out.
I haven't had a chance to have.
Hmm. Well, I'm gonna get some rest, but have a good night. She takes the pistol, puts it into her satchel, and she takes off towards the bunk room. You can see that a little bit off to the right, as everybody is turning in to the bunk rooms. You see Gray is a little bit off into the jungle, and it looks like he's getting a little more practice in with his bending. He's kind of like creating pillars and twisting them, and he'll make like rocks kind of form together into a larger boulder, kind of just like small tricks, like manipulations. He's kind of just practicing that out there, and he sees you and is just like,
He's so innocent.
Oh, for anybody just joining, Gray is a 7'3" stone person that they found while in the elemental plane of Earth. And he is another one of the crew members that is on this in this game. So
Thank you for explaining that, because my girlfriend's sitting here and is like, what the fuck is going on?
holy Jesus, it's the Avatar. Massive
If
1L.
Gray becomes the Avatar,
He is
you
the
ever
boulder.
allow him to become like the Avatar, I'm going to be terrified of that character.
Please, no avatars.
No, it's just
I don't
Earth
want the
that
Fire Nation to attack.
it's just
But-
Earth.
On that note of Avatar, we do have an Earthbender, and Yeezy that I mentioned earlier, the little gnome dude, is a waterbender essentially.
Yes, he's a gnome cartographer that's been with them for this last mission or two. But yes, he learned essentially waterbending, like water manipulation.
For lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
I technically do have a firebender in my folder. Good old Luke Eisendrath.
Is air breathable in your elemental plane of Earth? I consider air to be breathable for a short period of time. Like it is breathable for someone who's in there for maybe like an hour or even 2 hours if you push it, but if you stay there for an extended period of time, your body, like a mortal like organic body, is not acclimated to that. So eventually people have to
the realm I got stranded in. For
Yes.
God
Yes.
knows how long? How long was I in?
That was, I think that was session 3 or 4. But you were there for probably less than an hour, because you were transported there by Gray. You got transported away, and you were talking with him in his home for about maybe 15, 20 minutes. So like after 2 hours, people have to start making constitution checks to make sure that they're not essentially being suffocated in there. But yes, for short periods of time, people can survive in there, but it has to be very quick and long breaks between going to the elemental plane. But yes, we have an earthbender and a waterbender, essentially.
Into the elemental plane of fire.
They
That just sounds terrible.
They passed that. They fought imps.
Yeah, I got fucked up there.
She died. Technically, she was knocked out. So, Jocelyn, is there anything else you would like to do?
Just not going to back out. Waving to Gray.
All right. You see when Gray waves that a chunk of the earth kind of gets sent off, kind of like a catapult style, into the water. He just waves and then he looks off towards it. Sorry.
Fucking buildings.
So you head off into the bunks. You guys have a comfortable rest, however long it is that you guys need for a long rest. So, health.
Half elves still only need like.
Yeah.
Do they?
Do half elves have the meditation thing? I know full elves do.
I think they do.
Like the full elf variants do. I just didn't remember if the half elf did it as well. Or
Right. Hey, chat. Is the half elf someone who gets trans? They are not.
I mean, if I do, it's very helpful.
They are not.
Stone elemental is a precious treasure. It must be protected.
The stone elemental is a precious treasure and must be protected.
Yes, he is.
He's a cool he's a cool stone person.
Doesn't speak a lick of common. Actually, no, he's learned a few words.
A couple words, but he can't speak it fluently. Like
he's like a fucking toddler.
Right, yeah. If you compared to speech, it'd probably be like a 4-year-old. And like comprehensive. Also, as a pirate adventure, is it historically accurate, kind of like diseases, short lifespans, lack of resources. They've actually had to go out and get resources before. Like the
lack of resources is a yes.
They've run out of food. They have essentially had 2 ships be destroyed. So.
All right, the other ship's not destroyed.
It's just gone.
Not here.
I'm
still here's the problem. I'm still expecting you to bring that ship back, but the dude that we left captive on the ship to be sailing it.
Don't tempt me.
I'm tempting you because I kind of want the ship back.
Oh. That's my ship, goddammit! So I'd say lack of resources. Diseases are existent, yes, but they haven't been on the mainland long enough to have much exposure to it. They've been traveling around a lot, so it's kind of like that.
Like I said earlier, I've been on this island for a total of probably 4 days.
I've been on it for a total of, after this long rest, probably about 10 to 13 hours. And I've seen some shit.
So, you guys fulfill your long rest, and as everybody starts to wake up, pirates, your guys' crew, you guys, Titus, you see that you and Jocelyn, you both see that it is bright daylight outside.
Tell them to turn the sun off. Turn it off, please.
Somebody might.
I second that. Shut it off. You hear the dwarf above you like calling off with the bottle just kind of like sloshing around rum inside of it.
I don't want it to be morning already. 3 more hours. God.
Titus, you see Salem kind of walk over to you. It's just like, I'm sorry that being awake is unfortunate for you, but we need to leave. Captain's orders.
Fine. Bring me a drink. Water or rum. I don't care. Either or. Or juice.
You can take this one. And, dwarf above you hands Salem the bottle of rum. She's like, I guess this is for you. Handing it over to you, Titus.
I take it, pop the cork off, take a hearty swig, and reluctantly climb out of the bed and hand the bottle back to the dwarf. Good man. Good
Thank you a lot. He just takes another swig of it
I'll
as
raise
he's
a
just...
toast in your honor tonight.
I'll do the same if I'm not dying on this mission here.
I put on the armor, the coat, sheathed my blade, grabbed my viola, say a small prayer for my dearly departed mother, and head off with the rest of the crew.
So, Titus, you see Salenth with you. Jocelyn, you see that Evelyn and Yizam are with you. Everyone's kind of like getting themselves ready. You don't see Aldrich in the bunks though.
Gonna go take a quick check on Aldrich and Ivy.
All right. So, walking in, you see that Aldrich has his satchel next to him with the vials. On a small end table, you can see the parchment and the ink that he was writing with is set off to the side. The ink seems to have dried off, just kind of being out in the open air. And Aldrich, kind of like still having himself propped up in the chair, just his head thrown back. He's just knocked out. Did something happen? Is she okay? He's like picking himself up. It's just like, what's wrong? Is there something?
No, calm down. You up? How late were you up?
I wasn't. I slept for 8 hours. So much could have happened. Someone's got to keep me awake. Someone's got to keep me away from now on, please. I don't want to fall into this. And you obviously knowing that elves have their 4-hour trance, it's extremely rare, unbelievably rare that an elf actually full on unconscious sleeps. And he did it for 8 hours.
Keep stressing yourself. Your body's gonna tell you to shut down. I understand your worry. It's fine. But I need you to not be stressing out. That'll harm you, possibly.
Well, that's my job, isn't it? To make sure that people stay alive? I just want to do a good job.
You need to be alive to do that as well. You treat your health with disregard, you're gonna harm others. Get it? It's stressful.
Yes. I will calm down. When is it? When is it right now?
Time is right now that we woke up.
So, you can't really look at the sunlight for an accurate read, but kind of thinking in your head about how long a normal rest is, the timing before the sun actually just shot down, you can imagine that it's probably about midnight right now. It should be midnight, but you see outside, and you walked outside, that it is clear, bright daylight.
I wish I knew what time it actually was. Just
Out of character, I'm just gonna say this right now.
Mhm.
Whoever is moving the sun needs to get stabbed.
That's gonna be a
I
little
think the other
difficult.
group's gonna deal with that. It's daylight.
Okay.
Dinner's still ready, bud.
dirt.
Give me 1 second, guys.
I may have to go in a second here, actually.
Oh, jeez.
I hear Henry Kreppen didn't leave.
Mm.
I train a crowd by myself. I'm a skilled bard. I'm not that skilled. Especially since I don't know how big my audience is. Oh, Lord.
Be right back.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's Wonderwall.
Yeah, I have to take off.
All right, so we're killing the feed for now, right? So I don't have to. Okay, because I was like, because I can't see anything on the thing because I can't pull up Twitch with the bad connection. So I would be trying to entertain and not be able to see responses or anything. So yeah, that's probably for the best. All right, that's enough time for me to figure out the lyrics to Wonderwall.
Talk to you guys in a little bit.
All right.
Oh God, you guys didn't hear me. 15 to 30 minute break. We're gonna take an intermission real quick. When Geordi gets back and I get back, we will continue on. We'll get to the end of this session, and we'll cut it for the day. But for right now, we'll be back in 15 to 30 minutes. All right, I think we are back. So Geordi actually had a quick change of plans. Didn't have to go out, so we just took a 15-minute break to, talk and chat, get some drinks, snacks, and stuff like that. I had to grab dinner real quick, but we're back, and we are here to finish up this session.
I totally didn't try to take a nap.
Totally. I believe you. Don't worry about it.
I'm totally not laying in bed right now, still all warm and cozy.
Oh, no, definitely not. That's how you wink, right? Right? Being subtle? No? Okay.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Nudge, nudge. That's how you wink, right? Shit, I forgot. So.
I think you just wonk. It was no wink, it was a wonk.
It's a wonk. So, Jocelyn, you are speaking with Aldrich. He sits back down and he kind of like gets himself, he gets himself kind of like tidied up and everything. And you can see that Ivy's eyes starting to open up a little bit. Jocelyn. It's good to see you.
How you feeling?
Well, I'm not dead. And I'm not poisoned anymore. So, I'd take that as a positive, at least. Oh my god. So, okay, so what happened on the trip on the island? Did you get did you get stuff? Did you come back? What you you've got to tell me.
A lot happened, but I planned on heading out here real soon.
But where are you supposed to be going? You don't have any missions right now.
More of a course mission. We're gonna go talk to Seguin. Figure out what this damn amulet just did to you.
Okay. Well, if you're going there, I feel like you're the best people to go and not get too hurt. I think you're all smart enough to at least do that, right?
I can try my best.
But I want to ask, what happens? What happens if you go and they don't like you? You know, starting trouble. You know.
The plan isn't to start trouble. Just to see if I can get answers.
Okay.
Because I'm sure they'll want that piece of the amulet back as much as I want to get rid of it.
Right. You still have it?
Not technically, but we know it's still here. It has to be. I don't know where else it could have gone.
Okay. What do you need from me to do this?
To stay alive and get better.
I mean, I want to help. I want to give you something. You saved my life. You and whoever the pale person that was touching me was. I don't think I caught his name. I don't remember it too well.
His name is Titus. New recruit mine.
Titus. And he's going with you?
Yes.
Oh. I don't get to talk to him that much. That's sad. But we could talk. We could talk more.
And I'm sure you'll love him.
I hope so.
If you're feeling better, he might put you in a contest with how fast you drink.
Oh, he looks for his answers at the bottom of a bottle like me. Wow, where do you keep finding these people?
Strange place. This is.
I need to give you.
I'm giving you a full recap when I get back. But
Oh, I'm
this
demanding
is a very
it.
important thing.
Oh, I am demanding it. We are going to sit down.
Don't hurt yourself. Right? Keep getting rest. And...
My head. Wait. Please, just one more thing.
What's up?
Go to that bookshelf. She points to the opposite side of the room, and you can see that there's a relatively empty bookshelf, but you can see that on the middle shelf that she's pointing to, there's a small wooden replica chest that she has this small silver hook lock on it. Can you grab that, please, for me?
Yeah. I walk over and pick up the chest. Bring it over to Ivy.
Bring it over, and she tries sitting herself up. God. You know, it was hurting my brain. It was hurting my brain, but just everything aches. It's the worst. It's not gonna keep me down though. And she flicks open the hook on the chest and opens it up. They're not gonna stop you either. She reaches in and she pulls out this small ring. It looks like the actual band of the ring is a amber color, kind of like that deep orange. But on the top, where you would imagine like a gem, you see this purple etched out design of a brain. She holds it in her hands and kind of examines it, and you can see that the light coming through the windows kind of gleams off of the amber. And she kind of turns it around until eventually she lays it in her hand and reaches it out to you. Take that. I think you're going to be doing a lot of more dangerous stuff, whether I tell you to or not. I just want to give you something for all of your help. Still kind of you see your hand is shaking a little bit, as she kind of like struggles to keep her hand up, but she has her palm open and it sits in the middle there gleaning at you.
I gently grab it.
You can see that she's tired out just by like holding up her arm, but she lays it down, kind of like puts herself back against her headrest.
I'm doing all this for everyone here, so.
Then don't even think about dying out there. And then we're all having a drink when you get back.
Sounds good. Probably be back in a more fashionable time, but knowing me, that's not gonna happen.
That's why I like having you around. I just never know what's gonna happen. And she covers herself up a little bit with the comforter. Aldrich kind of like looks over and sees that she's shivering a little bit. She's like, Ivy, wait, hold on. Here. I'm gonna flush it out a little bit. And he has a thin vial that he pours his serum into. Gives that to her. And you can kind of like slowly back away from it. You see that the door opens up and you see Salem kind of poke his head in. He's like, Captain, we're all set to go. The ship is a little better outfitted than I thought we would get. I think we've lucked out on this one. Whenever you're ready, of course.
Yep, I'll be out there in a few minutes.
He shuts the door. Titus.
Yes.
The rest of the crew is gathered up. You guys are heading out towards the array of ships that are lined along the coast. And you can see that the small canoe-like boats that you guys took are strung up on these posts. Next to those ships, there is this extremely long sort of like battlement ship where it's long and it's slender, but it has like these solid oak beams that stretch across around the entirety of it. And you see that on either side, there looks to be 2 ballistas on each side. Fully loaded. And you can see that Gray is still picking up the last of the items and placing them up into the ship. Big boat now! Salem kind of like nods at him, just like, it is bigger, Gray.
Yep.
We're gonna need it.
Bigger, boatier, hopefully sturdier. No offense to you guys, but that last one, I was actually kind of worried I was going to drown. And the last place I want to end up is at the bottom of the ocean. Again.
Evelyn speaks up. Well, we weren't expecting to pick up a lot of people, so. You work with what you got, right?
True. I've worked with far less.
And now we're going in with far more. I can't be happier. And you see Salem go over. There's a rope ladder that gets thrown down. And he kind of like grabs onto it. It's just like, Titus, I think you should, enter the boat first.
Normally, I'd be very suspicious of anyone telling me to get on a boat first. But seeing as I'm on an island full of pirates, I'm willing to. And I climb the ladder.
You climb up, and you can see that there's a solid crew right now. The oars at the bottom of the ship and the ballistas actually allow for they're actually needed a crew of about 10 people. So, actually, probably around 20. So you can see some bodies moving up There's, humans, a couple of elf varieties. You can actually see one or two genasi that are working on the ship as well. And as you step up over the side of the boat, you can see towards the back on these two kind of, like, mounted to these two racks are these large, newly crafted war drums. And you see
the drums.
And you see two guys, one for each drum, with these large, thick wooden cylinders that you know are used for playing, or used for banging on these war drums. Salenth pops up behind you as he's getting onto the ship. Just made 30 minutes ago. You're welcome. And he walks off, heading towards the mainsails. Harper, you motherfucker.
Sorry, my connection cut out for a moment.
No problem, no problem.
The last part I heard was the war drums made 32 minutes ago. After that, it cut.
He came up to you. Made just 30 minutes ago. By yours truly. You're welcome. And he heads off. Oh, yep.
I give him a nice pat on the shoulder. You did good. You did good.
Let's hope they come in use. I'm kind of itching for a good fight.
They'll come in use. I've never been on a ship with a set of war drums where they were never used.
And gives you a equal pat on the back, just like So your work on ships. What was it that you exactly specialized in besides instruments?
Motivation.
Ah, a shantyman. We might need one of those. No telling what we'll see down there.
I also specialize in negotiation.
Normally our negotiations are done with swords and blood, but there's always different ways to go about it. I can show you real quick to the living quarters, if you would, come with me.
Stupid potato connection.
I
heard that part about negotiations with blades and swords, and if I go with him, he can show me some things. I accept that offer.
So he gives you a quick tour around, kind of like a demonstration of the rigs and stuff like that, kind of going over chain of command, different positions on the ship, and the rest of the crew have now boarded onto the ship, and they're kind of taking their respective spots. Evelyn is helping out with some supplies. Gray is trying to find a suitable spot to just sit down, as he kind of just like plops himself onto like next to the railing. He just is looking around and kind of putting his hand over the railing, kind of messing around with the sand, making the particles kind of pick up and kind of turn around in a small cyclone.
Mm-hmm.
Jocelyn, what would you like to do now?
Before I leave out of Ivy's cabin, tell Ivy, take care of yourself, and look over at Aldrich. And you keep up the good work. Try to stop putting yourself down. You're doing a lot better work than you think you are. Keep it up. And I'm gonna start heading towards the ship.
Thanks. And that was kind of like them simultaneously as like, thank you. So are you saying that, are you telling Aldrich to stay here essentially?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So Aldrich will be on the main island while you guys are doing this. Cool. Aside from some small things from my DM, my far spawn is now ready. Congratulations. I'm excited to actually hear what happens in your campaign with this character. If you come back around, we're always here to hear your stories. So Jocelyn, you head out of the hut. You can see that down the ways on the coast, the rest of the crew are piling onto this very slender warship. And you see Gray's like cyclone just picking up a little bit more height, and some of the sand kind of like coalesces and makes smaller stones that just spin in a circle. And the rest of the, like, there's some crew members that you haven't noticed before. They're kind of just like they're kind of just like grabbing onto their hats and just staring at this cyclone that is being created. And as you're watching this, the ring in your hand kind of sheens at you again.
I'm gonna put the ring on.
All right.
So it's actually on me.
So
Or to test anything, just to put the thing on.
So you slide the ring on. You're waiting for an effect like to happen, something physical that you would notice, but you just slide the ring on, and nothing significant changes.
I'm gonna keep it on. Head over to the ship.
All right. You head over, and I'm sure I'll have many. My group is kind of crazy. Honestly, if your group isn't crazy, that's just not a fun group. Like, you've got to have some weird shit happen. That's what makes it memorable.
Yep.
Do you have a scenario written down, or do you invent as time progresses? I think that's a peek behind the curtain. But
Kind of like a little bit of both.
I'd say DMing is a good bit of both. Like, you can have scenarios ready, but I think it's the in between. It's
good to have an outline, and then just because it gives you a nice room to improvise and adapt to the situation, because players are random. You think they're gonna go left, but instead they go right, but you only plan for left. But if you just have a general outline, then you can go along on the fly.
Mm-hmm. So
it's like per outpoint with the bullet points, and then you just make up the rest.
Right. Instead of like drawing out a line and saying this is the path you're going to take, you make a plot point, and then the players are essentially drawing the points between those dots, or they're drawing the paths between those dots and connecting them as they go. So that's kind of how I have it, where I have scenarios planned, but how you get there or when you get there are the things that I kind of build as I am playing or as I'm DMing. So thank you for the question, though. I enjoy people actually asking these questions and, having dialogues about it. I know it breaks up the game a little bit, but I enjoy having these small like dialogue pieces to just kind of talk about the intricacies or the basic things about D&D. I like it. So you head over. It looks like the crew is all ready to board up, and you see Salem standing on pretty much next to the rope. Looks down at you. We're ready to visit the fish people, Captain.
Grand, let's do this. Climb upward.
So, as you grab onto the rope, you get pulled up. Yeah, I'm asking this because personally I only know the two extremes. What I describe I only saw in videos and YouTube role-playing channels. Yeah, I mean, I think the most beneficial is to do, not saying that like, oh, this is my way and this is how you're gonna do it, like, or this is our way. It's more
It's a group by group basis and a DM by DM basis.
right.
You do what works for best for you and your group. If your group seems to work better with the entire thing laid out and they're going story beat by story beat and it's more railroaded and that's what works for you and your group, they are having fun, you're having fun, then do that. If it's more of an improv thing and your players enjoy that, do that. But if it's more of a middle ground thing, then do that.
Right.
It just do what works.
Yeah.
Experiment. Get wild.
Yeah. I mean, there's some games, some types of games at least, one shots, two shots, where improvising or railroading can work, and some long-term games, yeah, it's based on the group, but that's just kind of what we've noticed is hitting that middle ground is a good general game model. Just have points prepared and let the players write the path. So, everyone is aboard the ship. You see Gray still, like, picking up his cyclone, and Evelyn kind of goes over to him, speaking to him in Terran. He eventually just... okay. And he sets down the cyclone, the stones and the sand kind of just settle down. And you see him step over to the back of the boat as some of the other crew members are stepping out of his way, making a path for him. He holds his hands like this and thrusts his hands forward into fists. And you see these two pillars of stone push towards the ship in the back. They press against the bow of the ship. I think that's the term. The bow of the ship, and shove it essentially into the water. You see the sand dissipate as these pillars kind of just break their form and turn back into granular sand. And the ship kind of gets its bearings on the water. It evens out a little bit.
Well, I will say, having an earth elemental aboard a ship, more useful than I would have imagined at first thought.
It's...
Asset.
Crew, it's time to have a talk with the fish people. And he holds out his fist. Everyone kind of just like, to the Sahugans. And the ship's sails open up. You feel a little bit of purchase off of the sails. And then this massive gust of wind hits it, pushes everybody kind of backwards as speed gets picked up on the ship. And you are on your way to the Sahuagin Kingdom.
Yes, onward to the freaky fish.
Made this sound a lot more epic than it's actually about to be, honestly.
Or am I? So.
That was Jocelyn to say it.
You actually notice that Salen's kind of like, he doesn't seem to respond. Like, you say that, and normally, like, he might come back, like, he might have a comment for that. But he looks at you, and he has a pretty serious tone about him. Like, he has a stern expression. And eventually, I'll take care of everything up here. You might want to find Yizam. I lost track of him, but he should be somewhere around here. We'll need to get a good bearing.
Alright. I'm gonna start looking for him.
Alright. So, you look around the ship, and it seems like nobody's seen Yizam for a good couple minutes. Eventually, you get over into the supply closet, and you can see that Yizam is kind of on the ground, and it looks like he's actually taking a quick nap.
I'm gonna lightly kick him.
Huh? Oh, Captain,
Why are you sleeping in the supply closet?
Well, there's a lot of noise out there, and after the other ship, I was trying to get a little more beauty sleep, you know.
Uh-huh. Well, we need to figure out which direction we need to start sailing in. We need your help with that, Mr. Photographer.
Oh, yes. Well, I think my maps are somewhere in the living quarters. Let me go grab them for you real quick. And he runs off. As you're kind of like sauntering behind, kind of getting up to the living quarter doors, you hear the ship kind of rock for a second. There's a little imbalance on the floor. And it's not enough to put anybody off balance, but you can kind of feel it. Titus.
Yes.
Can you make a perception check for me?
Do I have perception? No, but I'm a bard, so I have the jack of all trades. Because, of course I do.
Ew.
I rolled a 16.
16. So, kind of looking out for the water, you can see that it looks relatively peaceful. Like, you can see a couple clouds that break the sunlight coming onto the ship. But other than that, the water seems to be pretty clear, you know? Nothing too major. And then you feel
Like
the ship.
Normal clear? Oh, carry on.
Oh, sorry. And then you feel the ship kind of rock for a second. Seems like everybody
Go
stops.
ahead, I don't care.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry, that was me, Henry, not you.
Oh,
I'm gonna look over the side of the ship.
you look over, and on the side that you've, the side that you've chosen, it doesn't seem like there's anything. You don't see a shadow. You're pretty confident that it might have just been a current. Push the ship over a little bit. It's fine. These larger ships, they sometimes have a more violent reaction to choppy waters.
Even still. Let's keep an eye out. There are nasty things in these waters.
Right. Do not worry. I'm always ready for those kinds of bad things out here. And as he kind of like points over to his axe, and you can see that it's been freshly sharpened.
No, fuck.
Jocelyn.
Yo.
Yeezum runs back over, and he has the map out. Well, here you go. Well... Oh, shoot. Where is it? The constellation map. I'm not sure where it is. I think I forgot it back on the island.
That was your memory.
I would say it's pretty good for my age, at least. I will try and relay it to the navigator. Don't worry, it will be under control, Captain. Don't you worry. And he up the stairs.
What am I gonna do with him? I'm just gonna make my round to the ship.
All right. Harper,
Yes.
make another perception check for me.
15.
So, what would you be doing at the moment? Like, Salon's kind of giving you the quick tour and everything like that. What would your normal kind of just resting activities be?
Under normal circumstances, either practice sword play or play viola. But after that first bout of
I'm here.
Like,
I'm
like
hearing
an
you,
old
Harper,
ham
but you're
radio.
really quiet.
would probably be pacing the deck, one hand on the blade. Just a general sense of this.
Can you hear us, Harper?
Pacing the deck.
I don't know. If
I don't know if
he
you can hear. Yeah.
He's on an old ham radio.
Here. Oh, there he goes.
What the fuck? Hello?
Can you hear us now?
Mother. Hold on.
I think someone got disconnected.
No. Somehow I guess I accidentally turned on my Bluetooth headphones
Oh, jeez.
with their last 5% of battery, which is why I
That's-
couldn't hear anything and no one could hear me. I
He
hate when that
heard you.
happens.
Just you sounded like you were on an old ham radio.
Yeah. They're in their case currently. So yeah, I'm just pacing the deck, one hand on the blade, general sense of uneasiness.
So I think if I heard you correctly, you were saying you would either be practicing with your sword or
Yeah,
playing
under
Val.
normal circumstances, playing the viola, practicing swordplay, but just generally. While Titus has sailed, he is not a sailor.
Ah. So not like a.
He's not a big.
Ah. So
And going towards freaky fish people just sets him off on, puts him at doesn't put him at ease.
a little bit of the skeeves. So there's definitely enough space on the ship now on this top deck where you're able to get some good room out that you can spread out a little bit, and you're practicing your technique, and you see one of the younger human crew members walk up. That's in pretty good form, but I think you're getting a little slow on your feet there.
Still developing my sea legs. Haven't been sailing for long.
Luckily, I have. Say, I do know a thing or two about, that old fencing style, you know. Want me to teach you a couple things? Especially out here on the waters. He drops off a pack that he was carrying, and you can see that sheathed on his side is a finely crafted iron rapier. You see it boom, kind of just twang and vibrate like that as he sort of whiffs it through the air and grabs a dagger for his offhand. Now let's have a good skirmish, please. Nothing below the belt.
Nothing below the belt, nothing in the face.
Ha-ha!
That's look good for the ladies once we get back to the island.
Your priorities are straight. Well, let's have a good... But try not to go easy. And he... Please, stop. Thank you. He flourishes the rapier towards you, and you guys have a good old-fashioned duel.
Yes, the art of the duel. On guard, ye scurvy dog.
So, Jocelyn, as you make your way up top, you can see that Titus is engaged in a quick skirmish with one of the other crew members. Sailing, pulling the sails, and Gray is trying to kind of like like mime his way to some. He's trying to mime his way for someone's gem, kind of like pointing at it. It's like, nice rock. Can I have? They're like, no, this is my gem. I use this for my magic. I just want to look. Here, see? You can see it. Look at it. Okay? I need this. Sorry, I can't have you touching it. Just okay. He steps off for a second. And as he's stepping away, Jocelyn, I also need you to make a perception check.
Oh, what check?
A perception check.
Also, while I'm up top here,
Oh, yep. So you've got your cigarette out, and you feel that chest high, kind of like a light feeling in your chest. Your head kind of spins a little bit, but it's a relaxing feeling as opposed to like out of your mind. Like it's just something that takes the edge off.
What'd you say I'm rolling?
A perception check.
29.
So, as you're kind of getting a quick gaze of everything that's happening up on the top deck, you see this flashing light kind of dot itself in the sky. The sky itself, blue, but it's a light blue, like a sky blue. You notice that this light that's kind of shimmers in the top of your vision seems to be more of a darker blue. As you look at it and you kind of examine it a little more, you see that it kind of grows a little larger, like the rays of light that you might see from a star, kind of like that, except they kind of are growing. The dot itself is growing a little more. And as you see Gray walking along the side of the ship, he also kind of looks up. And then eventually, this dot becomes a beam of dark blue light that slams into Gray's chest and busts through the deck.
What the fuck?
Not the rock, man.
Everyone in the crew just instantly get startled as the ship, you feel the weight of the ship get like pushed down on that side and it rocks a little bit, and everyone's trying to kind of like brace themselves with the sudden impact. The light, it's a pillar that shines down and it continues with this with this ferocity as it's getting beamed down onto the deck of the ship. And eventually you can see a humanoid figure standing inside of it.
Who the fuck are you? I literally just started sailing this damn ship! My ship!
Jocelyn, you are a magnet for trouble. And I barely know you.
As the light essentially dissipates and you draw your pistol out, everyone's like grabbing their weapons as the ship is steadying. And the figure becomes a little clearer now. You see more detail in the clothing and on the face. And you also see that he carries two weapons. A mace and a scimitar. And when the light completely is dissipated away, you can see that the figure has studded leather armor, but it seems to have like blue tints on the shoulders and stripes going down the chest. It is a 6 foot tall human figure.
I feel like I know who this is out of character.
It stands at about 6 feet tall, human, slightly tan skin. You can see that he has long, like, curled brown hair, scraggly beard, hazel eyes, and he stands in the spot where this beam was shooting down, kind of like knelt down with the weapons in front of him, and then he looks up at all of you. Well, good day. And he pulls up the mace. You see lightning kind of crackle around the mace head, and he swings it in an arc. It carries over the whole ship. I need everyone to make dexterity checks.
A dexterity save or just a general dexterity roll?
Dexterity saving throw.
I just need to check something about my jack of all trades.
15.
15. Harper.
Hold on. Fucking 17.
So, both of you are able to get out pretty swiftly, but you guys still take half damage from this. So you both take 4 lightning damage as this fanning cascade of lightning shoots out with the swing of his mace. And it seems to spread out over the whole area of this top deck. You see guys get flown into crates, into the mast, the railings. You see Salem actually, like, full-on tanks the damage as it kind of crackles around him and creates this, like, very, very swift aura around him before eventually dissipating away.
That was mildly unpleasant.
Who the fuck are you?
Oh. Well, I'm someone that doesn't want to be here right now.
Then go away.
That's not my choice. Unfortunately. So, you guys gonna leave? Or am I gonna have to put some elbow grease into taking this ship?
We're on a fucking boat. What are you talking about?
There's water. Go jump in it, won't you?
I'm firing on him.
You fire. Roll to hit.
Perfect timing. Does a nat 20 do it?
Ooh. So, it does hit. But what happens is you fire on him, and it seems like he notices you pull up the pistol and fire, and in a swift motion, he brings up the scimitar to try and bounce the bullet away. What happens is, with a stroke of luck, he brings the sword up, the bullet hits, but it tears a gash into his face, and you see it. As he looks back over, you see the cut from the ball bearing torn across his cheek.
Sorry, that wasn't my choice. It was yours.
They never just go down easy. He lights up both weapons with crackling blue lightning energy. And that's where we're going to cut it.
Dang it. I was gonna drop a sick, vicious mockery on him.
Oof. But we will start with this encounter next week.
His hair, his face, his boots, his armor. I was going to go in on this man.
Also, Harper, I'm just curious. Did you, were you reminded of anybody with that description?
Yeah, the moment you said a beam of light, I'm like, I swear to God, if this dude is any form of angel or deva, I am going to skewer him something fierce.
He's a god, that's for sure. I know that much out of character.
So Geordi knows who I've put in here. At least somewhat. Not sure if he knows exactly, but
I don't know which. Because you've made like several variants of this, haven't you? At this rate?
I have. So.
Yes. I don't know which fucking variant this is, but he's a dick.
So.
I'm just glad I rolled the nat 20 when I did. It's like, that makes this so much easier.
Oh, the only character I know Matt has made many variants of is Hunter.
Yes. Hunter is still a good time. Well,
But
Jesus,
Hunter-
that character introduction was
God.
epic as
Story
fuck.
Of how Hunter
Thank
and
you.
Cross took down a black dragon by themselves because everybody else is useless.
Yeah, we did have a session like that.
Still didn't get the credit for that kill.
Nope.
Still didn't get the credit for that kill.
So,
Peter got it.
that was our session for this week. I know this was a little shorter than normal. I think normally we hit around the 3-hour mark. But I thought that was a good place to give a good cliffhanger and have an idea of what we're going to be getting into next week. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Guys, in the chat, everyone who followed today, Astro for the $5, and giving the ring to Geordi. Geordi, you can choose if you'd like to keep it or if you'd like to give it to Titus. But that is yours, and I will give you the description for it real quick. I'll let you know this so you're not too confused on why it's not doing anything. Okay, meeting done.
Are we still live?
Currently yes. I'm just giving Geordi this description real quick.
Vicious mockery after vicious mockery.
I just heard vicious mockery after vicious mockery. Sorry. Oh. He's back.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop a string of vicious mockery
Upon this man.
stabbing him. I'm gonna hit him with those 2016 high school roasts.
Ooh. Shit, my dog. So, Geordi, Ivy has gifted you, or I should say the party. She has gifted you the Ring of Mind Shielding. Now, what this does is, while wearing the ring, you are immune to magic that allows other creatures to read your thoughts, determine whether you are lying, know their alignment, or know your creature type. Creatures can telepathically communicate with you only if you allow it. You can use an action to cause the ring to become invisible until you use another action to make it visible until you remove the ring or until you die. If you die while wearing the ring, your soul enters it, unless it already houses a soul. It doesn't. You can remain in the ring or depart for the afterlife. As long as your soul is in the ring, you can telepathically communicate with any creature wearing it. A wearer cannot prevent this telepathic communication.
Geordi, nickname the ring Shang Tsung.
You detail page. Just for your reference, Geordi, I will send you over the.
That would be phenomenal.
Yes, I'll send you over the link.
Minus that.
So yes, for the
Any
$5.
experience for this session?
So, what XP are you guys at right now?
I don't know. I've been sitting at level 4 this entire time. 2 sessions, level 4. I have literally done nothing.
So you can base your
But I
XP
feel
off
like
of
I've done
Geordi's.
everything.
And I don't think I gave you guys XP for last week. I probably should though.
For the which session?
For the 3 weeks ago, like the last one we did.
Oh,
before
for one,
this.
you gave us XP for that.
Oh, sweet.
Because I am at more than I was before Harper joined.
There we go. So what are you at right now?
Wait, we gained
43.
XP when I joined?
I should be
43 what?
I'm at 4,300 right now.
4,300. I'm gonna say for the role-playing aspects, and for your initial encounter with this being that has boarded your ship, I'll give you guys 300 XP each.
Nice.
I should be playing a game this weekend with my original character, so I'll go over how it goes next time. Do it. I would love to hear it, honestly. If anything interesting happens. Yep, please. Come in, hang out, tell us all your stories, because I would love to hear them.
Spider.
Oh, my original character is a spider folk, just FYI, like a Drider, but smaller and human instead of dark elf. You get away with some crazy stuff, and I love it. That's amazing. I apologize.
Singing the Spider-Man theme song. Are you really a spider?
Dun, 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 dun. So
Man, I feel like you'd allow that more, but it's just keeping in the barriers of your world.
Yeah, that's
a
kind
lot of homebrew doesn't work well.
right. So do I still give my money item to someone? You did. So I decided that for that, since it's just the two of them, it was given to Jocelyn by Ivy, the pirates. I would say lieutenant of this organization. Jocelyn was given a ring of mind shielding. That was the uncommon item that you gifted. She can decide later on, after this encounter, whether she wants to keep it with this knowledge that she has, or if she wants to give it to Titus. They can decide that in game, but that was given and still appreciated. Thank you very much. And I think that'll actually come in handy
If
pretty
you
soon.
want
So.
one of us specifically to have it, let me know. I'll make sure in game it's played off well to
Right.
give it over or
right.
keep it.
If you still want that, again, it was your donation. We'd be happy to give it to someone that you would specifically want to give it to. So, yeah, anybody that just
But
came
currently it is in my possession, so.
Right. All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Yep. Taken care of. So anybody who just joined in, apologies, but we're just about to end it here. So again, can't say it enough. All the people that followed today, all the people that hung out in chat, the Astro for the donation, getting this mind shielding ring for the party. I really do appreciate that. I think they appreciate having the ring now as a little bonus extra. And I just thank you guys for being here this week. Like, after not being here for 2 weeks in a row, we really do appreciate having people that came in and engaged with everything and talked with us. Like, it's just really nice to have people in here to be a little small community during this 2 or 3 hours that we play D&D. So I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, really fun.
So
I enjoy helping answer questions and just being utterly confused because I can't see chat.
exactly.
Don't worry, I'll have that up next time.
Mhm.
Hopefully.
And usually me or Matt will keep an eye on the chat and read stuff out loud.
Mm-hmm.
As much as we can.
Yep. But having you guys in here, it's always a fun
this
time.
item be used to become a lich?
Well, it's possible.
Well, they do say that becoming a lich is a very long, complicated process that involves a lot of dark magic. So, no one really knows. That's up by a DM by DM basis. However,
So we'll
none of
say.
us are wizards, so I don't think any of us have any intention of becoming a lich, at least not intentionally.
It's also a fun time being here. Thank you very much. Having this
I'm
great
glad
time.
everyone's showing up. That's
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm-
great
cool
time.
that people are actually here watching.
right.
Like I
and-
say at the outros of all my videos, I really don't care about a lot of like the analytic stuff. I'm just glad to see people are watching my video.
Exactly. Having the engagement, it just makes doing this worthwhile. You know, like it was fun. It's obviously fun to play D&D with these guys. I love it. But again, for having people come in here that just want to watch people play D&D and want to have, you know, a chill time, it's great to have people here like that. So, with that, we end it off with this mystery being about to come in conflict with our crew. Geordi, Harper, is there anything else you guys would like to plug? I know Geordi, probably your channel. If Harper wants to plug anything, and go.
I have nothing to plug yet. This is honestly making me consider streaming, though I have no real setup to do so. Once I have a setup in a place, then I'll start plugging that. I don't know what I'll stream. I'll probably be extra basic and stream like Borderlands 3 or Destiny 2 or something like that. Whatever. I decided to play that. But yeah, this was fun. Come back next week for Titus's recap of what happened this week from his perspective, because of course it's from his perspective, and for Titus to savagely roast this man back into the Stone Age.
Fantastic. Geordi.
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel that I post on pretty regularly. One video a day, Monday through Friday. Take weekends off more for me relaxing and all that. And plus, now I'm currently in college classes and have a part-time job, so my time for actually recording and editing is rough. But if you want to check me out, it's Retro Tendo on YouTube. I can actually grab the link for it and link it in chat real quick. If that's fine with you, Matt.
Yeah, that's cool. If you look it up on YouTube, just in the search bar, should be the same as, pretty close, without the space between the words for his YouTube channel. Go in there, check it out. His stuff's
But
cool.
I just do a bunch of gaming stuff.
Mhm.
I don't really post much else. Wednesdays turned into anything I do with the rest of my friends gaming wise. That's what Wednesday is, so you'll see a lot of co-op stuff. And then yeah, Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday is gonna be the newer games that come out, so
Oh, nice.
anything new that comes out that I've wanted to play, like Borderlands 3 is coming out soon, I'll be recording that, and I'll be going up. Right now it's Crash Team Racing, the story mode stuff. But yeah, Psychonauts is almost done as a series. I've got Resident Evil going up. You want to check it out? If you don't, doesn't matter to me. I'm not really worried about the channel going that big. I'm just doing it as a hobby, and it's a fun de-stressor.
For the lulz.
Exactly. Well, I want to have a good time. So,
Jory, what's the name of that cat?
cat! Ah!
I just call him Kit Kat. I think my parents officially named him Pumpkin, so that's what's on like any official certification for him. But he responds to Kit Kat.
That is a beautiful cat. It's a big cat.
He's a pretty big cat.
He is a
He's
mini
having to
chunk.
lay down. Oh Lord, he coming. Well, actually, oh Lord, he's laying down.
So everyone, I love you guys. You guys are great. Thank you for being here. We'll see you in the next adventure. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Later, guys.
Peace.